What's up, my crew members? My name is Andrew from the Superhero Crew, and if you noticed in the last week or 2 weeks there haven't been any comic book reviews, that's because we've been doing the Superhero Crew podcast. But don't worry, the comic book reviews are not going away. We're going to be doing the Superhero Crew podcast every Wednesday, and I'll still be giving you guys the comic book reviews every week on Saturdays or Sundays. And yeah, so we talked about House of X #1 on the last episode of the Superhero Crew podcast, so go check that out. That's why there wasn't a comic book review last week, because that was really the only thing last week that was really worth talking about, pretty much, was House of X. And this week is Powers of X, which we will talk about on episode 3 of the Superhero Crew podcast. So don't worry, we will be talking about it and you'll get to hear our opinion about it. But check out the House of X review first, because it'll make sense, trust me, if you listen to the House of X review and then the Powers of X review. I'm just saying, do whatever you want, but I'm just saying it'll make more sense if you listen to it that way. But yeah, enough with that. That was just a kind of a shameless plug for myself, but we're going to be talking about Death's Head #1. But before I do, if this is your first time here, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this and the podcast, X Corner, Lego videos, all that good stuff every single week. So, if, like I said, subscribe if you're new, like the video if you like, and yeah, so let's get into Death's Head #1, written by Tini Howard, who's also writing the Thanos book, which I think the Thanos book is okay. The first issue I thought was actually really good of Thanos, and then it started going down a little bit, and I'm kind of nervous if that's what's going to happen in this book as well. But we'll talk about what happened in this book in a second. Also, this is not a 5-issue miniseries, not even a 6-issue miniseries. This is a 4-issue miniseries, which kind of makes sense because Death's Head is not really a character I think that you can do that much with. He was first introduced as a Transformers character in the Marvel Transformers books, and then went into Marvel 616, the Marvel Comics proper. So he's been around, and he's a very obscure character, and that's why I like him. I also like his design. He's like a robot bounty hunter type deal. So he's Lobo, but a robot. And when I saw that this was coming out, I was kind of excited, because I do like obscure characters, and I was kind of excited to get into this. And also, there is some good news about this. Parental advisory. So we're not gonna, they're gonna go all out with this, hopefully, and not, pull back the punches with this. But reading this, they didn't really need the parental advisory. But let's talk about what happened in this book. We see Death's Head is actually an amp for this rock or metal band. He's gonna restore his backup, but we cut. I hate when they do this. Okay, I really do. It's like we get 2 pages of now, and then we go back, and then we go back. It's like, oh, how did he get there? I hate when they do that. You can't just start off here. I don't understand. I get there has to be a hook, but I hate when they do that. I really do. So we cut to what is this? 13 weeks, 4 days, and 14 hours ago. Death's Head finds he's somewhere outskirts of Centauri space, and he sees a wanted poster for himself, which is 1 billion credits or something. And he goes to Yondu, which looks like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie Yondu. So I think this is the modern Yondu, not the older Yondu with the huge mohawk and all that from the OG Guardians. So this is the more modern Yondu. And Death's Head's like, what are you doing? I worked for you, and now you're putting a bounty out on me? And he's like, well, yeah, because you suck. And Yondu's got these 4 robot chick people that go after Death's Head, and it ends up that Death's Head gets kicked out of wherever they are and gets plopped down into a dumpster in New York. Then we cut to back to now, where he's the amp and he restarts himself and puts his legs on. Then we see Wiccan and Hulkling, for some reason, were at the concert, and they burst into action because Death's Head is causing a ruckus at the concert now. They fight him. Wiccan teleports him away into their bathroom in their apartment, and Death's Head starts to reboot. But then we see Wiccan goes to a reality because he wants to be, or not a reality, he goes to a room and looks at other realities because he wants to be an Avenger again. And a lot of the things you could see a different like version of Death's Head, which is very weird. I don't know if you can see that. And he's like, I just want to be an Avenger again. And there's like a gunshot. Wiccan runs over to Hulkling because Hulkling was asleep, and Hulkling like picks up the mattress that he was on and uncovers a Death's Head underneath the mattress. And Wiccan's like, I can explain. And that's the end of the book. So what I think, I actually am a little iffy on this. It was very weird, and a couple of times some panels looked very weird because they just seemed out of place. Like, it's very hard to explain. Like, the art was good for this style of book and this character, but some panels I tried looking at and I was like, what's going on here? Like, I don't understand what's going on. And that only happened a couple times. That's really my only complaint. Also, what's with Hulkling and Wiccan all over the place, apparently, now? Because they played a part in War of the Realms War Scrolls, and now they're playing a part in this. Just give them their own book, for Christ's sake. Why is he in my Death's Head book? Are we gonna have another thing where it's like Hulkling and Wiccan are the main characters and Death's Head is a side character in his own book? Are they gonna pull a Ghost Rider with Death's Head? But like I said, you can't really do too much with a character like Death's Head because he's been all over the place and he's had a very complicated history, and he looks cool, but he kind of sucks. I'm not gonna get into why and all that, but yeah, Death's Head #1, just very weird and confusing, kind of. But like Wiccan said, we'll find out everything in the next issue, hopefully. But yeah, if you read Death's Head #1, let me know what you thought down in the comments below, because I want to know your opinion on this book. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Like the video if you like. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Check out the other videos we have here posted on the channel as well. We got Lego videos, the podcast, X Corner, all that stuff. Go check it out. And yeah, guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.